Hey, what's up? Welcome back to the first episode of HeroTalk, which is, as you know, the mostly weekly podcast from Rooter Hero Plumbing and Air of 2024.
2024. Sorry.
2024. No, it's fine. Interruptions are cool.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm David, one of the hosts, and with me is...
Cat.
And together we're on the attack. And on the attack we are. You know why?
Why?
Because it's 2024. And in 2024, we're going to soar.
Yeah. And aim for more.
You know what? This year, we're going to commit to everything that we set forward, and we're going to make it.
Yeah.
And you're all going to make it. But enough about that. The holidays, for most people, are over. Some of us still have a Christmas coming up. There's Three Kings Day for those people that celebrate Three Kings Day, right? And then we're off to the races. So, I would be remiss if I did not ask, how was your New Year?
It was good. It was chill. My brother threw like a little celebration with his friends, and I live there, so by default I was invited.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that was cool. And then my parents are really good friends with their neighbors, so they were like across the street, and it was really funny to like wave to them from across the street.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. So,
how was your New Year?
It was a weekend full of planning.
Nice.
Yep. And then I actually made it till midnight on the 31st.
Nice.
Yep. At first I was like, all right, it's 9 o'clock. It's New Year's in New York. That's good enough. And then we watched Saltburn.
What's that?
It's a movie on Prime.
Okay.
It's like everyone was touting it as this big, dark, twisty, excellent movie.
Was it?
If you've ever seen a Lifetime movie, you could guess the plot within the first 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And since, as we've discussed before, one of my favorite genres of movies, right? So, like the movie Friends Till the End with Shannon Doherty. It was a made-for-TV movie, Lifetime. And it was like almost beat for beat, the same movie.
And they were friends till the end?
Wow. Like, there were a couple of parts that were naughty. But overall, if you're into that kind of movie, I would watch it. Just do not watch it with your kids or your parents, because it's rated R.
Because that would be awkward.
And it earned its R rating.
Oh.
So, then, on the 1st, you know, my wife is Armenian, and I don't know if other cultures do it too, but on January 1st, we go out and visit literally everybody for the New Year. So,
we don't do that.
Yeah, I never did it either. And then, now we do.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Like family and friends?
Friends, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep. And
that's
then,
a cool tradition.
Yeah. And then there's a big dinner, and then you carry on with the year. And so, yeah. So, last year, last year.
Last year?
Yeah, we talked about New Year's resolutions.
Yes.
And, well, 80% of them never reach the end of January, right?
Very true.
So, and yeah, I think we're all guilty of that, right? We set these goals that we don't really believe in.
Yeah.
A lot of it's social pressure. Hey, what's your New Year's resolution? I want to get more money. Stuff like that, right? Mm-hmm. So, some people go all out and like plan their entire year down to the day. I have respect for those people.
I'm like, you didn't do that this year?
No, not day by day this year. Because last year that lasted a week before like things changed and I had to redo everything.
Yeah.
So to save my wrist from all that rewriting, I did it weekly.
Oh,
So
okay.
this is what I want to accomplish this week. This is what needs to happen this week by this time. Blah 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 blah.
That's good. I was gonna say monthly.
Yeah.
Weekly's good.
No, monthly's too broad of a time. A lot can happen in a month, so it's hard to predict.
That's true.
You can always overestimate what you can do in a month. Usually underestimate what you can do in a year, but overestimate what you can do in such a short amount of time. As long as everything is in the right trajectory.
I know what that means.
I need more coffee. Then you should be good. And having goals and deadlines and stuff like that is really going to help with the sticking to the resolutions, sticking to the goals. Because what is a goal without a deadline? It's a dream. It
Very
can
true.
shortly turn into a nightmare.
Dun dun dun.
Dramatic sip of coffee. So, and I know that's what you wanted to talk about today.
Oh yeah.
So, see, all of that was preamble to the actual subject.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about it.
So guys, like David said last year, we talked about last year's goals and our goals for this year.
Yeah.
But how do you really achieve them? How do you really stick to them and make it through? That's what we're talking about today. So, the first step is obviously set the goals.
You should have already done this.
Yes. And if not, it's still not too late. It's
It's the
barely
third.
the first week.
Yeah, it's the third.
So, you guys have time, but set a specific goal and a realistic goal. But David has his thoughts about those.
What's a realistic goal?
That's true.
I mean, why not go for this huge, giant goal that even if you don't hit it, you're like leaps and bounds above that little tiny realistic goal. Oh, it's so realistic. Oh, that's small time thinking.
Very true. So set any goal that you want. Big, small, whatever it is, set your goal and define clear objectives to guide your efforts. Okay? Now, number 2,
Okay.
create a plan. Break down your goals into smaller, achievable action steps. And like David just said, like he's doing it by week. You can do it by week, you can do it by day, you could do it by month. Whatever works best for you, figure out a plan to set your goal, to start getting it in motion.
Yep.
Next is prioritize. What's your quote about prioritizing?
I don't know. You tell me.
That like you can't have priorities.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Pluralizing the word priority was the dumbest thing people have done with the English language. If everything is a priority, nothing is a priority. You gotta have a priority and commit to the priority.
Yes. Focus on high impact tasks to make efficient progress.
Yep.
Which is something that we always talk about.
Yep. You can look up the episode about the 80-20 rule or the Pareto principle and listen to that. So, because that'll tell you what your most impactful things are.
Yeah. Next, establish a routine. Consistency fosters habits that drive goals, that drive goal achievement. Sorry. Next is 5. Stay accountable. And this one, I feel like is a really main reason why, for me, for example, I actually accomplished last year's goal, was because we always say next week what are we talking about, or this week what are we talking about, and so I'm like, our New Year's resolution podcast is popping up, and so I went back and watched the video, and I'm like, okay, I have this much time to finish my goals.
Let's talk about the accountability part.
Yeah.
All right. So most people cannot hold themselves accountable.
Yeah.
Right. Find someone who will.
Oh.
Have an accountability partner, or, publicly say, hey, by this time, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And then put it out on your social media, tell your friends, tell your family, everything like that, because that will drive you to actually accomplish that thing. Otherwise, you've proven yourself as a failure and a loser. So, I mean, maybe
like,
not
loser.
that harsh.
I was like, David.
But, or what you can do is, if you want to really get it done, is there's two things you can do. They both involve money.
Oh.
Okay, one, make a bet, right, with a friend. Hey, by this time, if I don't accomplish this, I'm going to give you $100, right? Or what really gets people going is, hey, if I don't accomplish this by this time, then I'm going to give this amount of money to a charity I hate.
Oh. Charity you hate?
Yep. Because then you don't want to give those people money.
That's true.
It's like,
I hate them.
yeah, you hate them. You hate their cause.
Oh my
right?
God.
You disagree with them on such a fundamental level.
I'm like, what?
That giving them money is the last thing you would ever do.
Motivation.
It's motivation to not give them money. And so that you actually go through with it, I would give that money to a friend to hold on to, so that in case you don't reach your goal, they can do it.
That's so funny.
In your name. Because chances are, even if you fail your goal, even if you were going to be accountable
You're not going
to that, you're not going to do it. Because most people, again, cannot hold themselves accountable. What's next?
Celebrate milestones. And we've talked about this. Celebrate it and then move on.
Yeah.
Don't hold on to that, because then you won't reach for more.
Yeah.
So celebrate, then move on.
Yeah. It's like the people that celebrate losing 10 pounds by ordering a pizza. Yeah.
I feel attacked. I'm just kidding.
Attacking myself there.
And then continuous learning. Equip yourself with the skills needed for success, which is sometimes, I think you wanted to talk about that, like whatever the what do you need for success? Sometimes it could be a person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. One of the things that you should do, if you haven't done it yet, is find a mentor. Find someone who is a bit down the path from you, who is doing something that you want to do and doing it well, right? So, and that's a key. Don't just get anybody, right? The people that have already gotten the results that you want, those are the people you want to learn from, right? You don't want to get financial advice from someone who's struggling to pay rent, right? Because then you'll be struggling to pay rent if you take their advice. You don't want to get weight loss advice from someone who's like 400 pounds, right? Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Unless they were like 600 before and they lost weight.
Well, still. That's awesome.
They're going.
But not awesome enough,
oh.
Right? So, like, yeah. Or someone who's successful in business. You want to learn how to be successful in business or your career. Find someone who is. Don't find someone who's at the same level as you, or has nothing but failed businesses and now works nights at a coffee shop to pay rent, right? Because you're going to learn, you can even learn off them what not to do, right? But I wouldn't call it a mentor. I'd call it a warning. So, but finding a mentor to advance your career, advance your life, even like your personal life, if it comes down to like relationships, find someone who's been happily married for 50 years and learn what they've done, right? Don't go to someone who's been divorced 4 times and ask them for relationship advice, because you're going to get divorced. All right? So, and you know what's funny? You know that stat that like 50% of marriages end in divorce? It's not real.
Really?
Yeah. It's real if you count all the people who have been divorced more than once.
Oh.
people who get married once typically stay married. People who get divorced usually have 3 or 4 marriages.
Oh wow.
So, and those are the ones like skewing the data.
Statistics.
So, but if you count people who were married once, it's like 70%
Oh wow. I never knew that.
don't end in divorce. So that's a fun statistic.
Yeah.
So learn from someone who's been there, who's done it and done it well. And one of the best things you can learn in life is how to network.
Yeah.
How to get along with people. It's like networking, sales, and leadership are the 3 things that will propel your career forward. It's how you make it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people get this really bad taste in their mouth when they mention sales, right? I get it.
I don't, because I studied that.
Yeah.
So like.
But a lot of people don't study it,
Yeah.
right? A lot of people don't even give it time of day. They just think like used car salesman, right? Like Matilda's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for getting the reference.
Oh no, I got
yeah.
that one.
But sales is literally offering a solution to someone's problem.
Yeah.
And if you can do that, even if there's no money exchanged, right? You're still developing your sales skills, right? You're still developing your networking skills.
Yeah.
And let's face it, you're also developing your leadership skills. Those are the 3 skills that you should focus on. So, networking, sales, leadership. Nothing else really matters.
Yeah.
'Cause-
That's so true.
So-
I never thought of it that way.
What's next?
So yes, find a mentor, guys.
Oh yeah.
And then 2 more, continuous learning. So you're always Oh wait, that's the one we just did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, equip yourself with the skills needed for success. And then lastly, positive mindset. Optimism and resilience. Keep that throughout your journey.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end of the year, reflect.
Yep.
Reflect and adjust. See what worked, see what didn't, and then plan your goals for the future year.
Yeah. All right. So, one of my goals for this year is I'm looking something up. So, right now, I am reading this book here, and I'm going to blow it up here. There we go. So, it's called Failure Rules, the 5 Rules of Failure for Entrepreneurs, Creatives, and Authentics. It's a good book so far. I'm only 107 pages in, because I'm tracking how many pages I read in my my little 2024 notebook.
Nice.
So, it's 484 pages.
Oh, dang.
So I'm about a 4th through it. 5th through it, really. But it is a good book. And where did it say how much it is? I don't know.
Right there.
Oh, they moved it. It was only $12.95 for a 500-page book.
For paperback.
For paperback.
Hardcover's $30, guys.
Yeah, but paperback you can bend it. And you don't really care as much if you ruin it. So that's one. The other one that I'm not reading it because it's not out on physical.
Oh,
it's an audiobook. Is The 10X Mentor by Grant Cardone. So, say what you want about Grant Cardone. I get a lot of emails from the guy. Well, his team anyway. But this is good. I'm about 4 hours in, and this is my commute/walking book.
How many hours is it?
11.
Oh.
Right there. 11 hours and 37 minutes. So.
That's a long audiobook.
Yeah. Yeah. But look at that infinite mirror.
Oh, yeah.
So, there we go. So, those books and the Failure Rules book by Andrew Thorpe King is a really good book because it's about failure. And everybody fails, right? Now, the book can be summarized in a couple of words, right? Like, failure is good as long as you keep going. So,
Which is very true.
yeah. So it's a lot of good examples through, and it deals a lot or mentions and name drops a lot of the punk and hardcore scene of people from that scene who made it and didn't give up, stuff like that, which you can find. Like, hardcore, the music itself is usually very, very inspirational. It's like there's a band called Hatebreed who, despite the name, sounds like, if you just read the lyrics, it's kind of like a Tony Robbins seminar, just put with like really loud guitars and drums
in the background.
Yeah, so, which is fun. But it's a good book. I would recommend it, and I'm only 107 pages in, but I started it yesterday. So, yeah, I got home last night, played Roblox with my 6-year-old, and watched my other son play Destiny 2, and then after dinner, I just read after they went to bed. So,
Nice.
and then I looked at the clock, and it was 11:30, and I was like, oh, I should probably go to sleep.
Yeah.
So, it is what it is. So, and then the 10x mentor, really good follow-up to the 10x rule. A lot of good stuff in that about, a lot of stuff that we talked about in this.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing about goals, and I want to make this clear. Your goals matter, and accomplishing them matters. Why would you set a goal if you don't have every intention of doing it,
Yeah.
right? If you're not, you're just doing it for entertainment or to fit in.
Yeah.
And make your goals bigger than you think you can accomplish, and then commit to them.
Yeah.
If you commit to your goals, no matter how big they are, you're going to get there. Now, it might not take the amount of time that you thought. Sometimes you'll accomplish them sooner. Sometimes you'll accomplish them much later.
True.
But you'll be on the path to getting that done. And if you need help, reach out to people that can help. Go on LinkedIn, for instance. There's a ton of people there you can network. It's a really good place to practice networking, is on LinkedIn. And yes, half the people that you add will try to sell you something. You can work on your rebuttals or your ghosting, either or.
Either one.
So, but you have to start somewhere. And if you haven't already started, start this year.
Yeah.
So, because if you don't, people are going to get ahead of you. And while that's cool because that breeds competition, right? It's not cool to be in last place,
Yeah.
right? There's no participation trophies in real life, right? You either win or you lose. And I'd rather win because winning feels good.
Yeah.
So, winning is more fun than fun is fun. Right? So, losing does not feel good.
Yeah.
Not accomplishing what you set out to accomplish does not feel good. Those are the things that when you wake up at 3 in the morning randomly, you dwell on. The failures that you've made, the failures in relationships, the failures in goals. Why am I not where I want to be financially? Those kind of things. How am I going to pay rent this month? How am I going to eat and pay rent this month? Or, which one am I going to float this week? Rent or my car payment? Right? You don't want to be in that position. You want to commit to your goals. You want to accomplish them, and you want to exceed them. And to do that, you have to commit. And to commit, you do everything that Kat said on this. You have a goal, you make a plan, and you execute every single day. And you know what? If you're not where you want to be, you don't have days off. What's a weekend when you're not where you want to be? Why are you wasting time and wasting money when you don't have time or money? It's ridiculous. So, I don't know. That was a little rant.
Tough Love by David Powers.
It's a good title of a book.
Yeah.
But why are you taking a day off if you're not where you want to be? Once you get where you want to be, and maybe even a little bit more, take some time off for a little bit, and then get right back to it.
And set a new goal.
So, and once you're where you want to be, you're golden. Don't get complacent. Set that new goal, like I just said, and keep executing. Life and building a legacy is what matters. And you don't want to be the person whose legacy is they worked 8 hours, they came home, they slept on the couch until it was time for bed. So you don't want to be that person. You don't want to be that kind of role model to your family, to your kids, to your neighbors. No. You want to be... Here's what I want for you, all right? And I want for everybody. I want them to be the most successful person in their network, right? I want them to have the most money in their neighborhood. I want them to have the most amount of success, whatever success means to that person, in their friend circle. So, and that success might look financial. It might look relationship, right? It might look like anything, right? But in order to get that, you have to go out and you have to do the work.
Yeah.
So you can have as many vision boards as you want. If you're not executing toward that vision board, the universe, if you believe in that stuff, right, is saying, well, you don't really want it, so you're not going to get it. It's like when you feel jealous or you feel envy towards somebody who has something that you want. Like, let's say your entire life you've wanted a, I don't know, Lamborghini, right? And then you move into a place and a couple of weeks later your neighbor drives home in a new Lamborghini. And now there's two ways you can go about this. One, you can feel sorry for yourself, right? You can envy them. You can be like, well, I bet they cheated their way into that. Or you can actually go talk to the person, see, hey, what do you do? What do you do for a living?
How did you get there?
How did you get there? What can you tell me that I can use to get there myself?
Yeah.
So, and you know what? Chances are, because most people aren't jerks, they'll tell you.
And they like to talk about themselves.
Yes. That's another thing. If you've never read How to Win Friends and Influence People, even with all the outdated references, because there's not many steel mills, right? But the things in that book will help you, one, get friends, and then have influence with people. And those are two things you need to actually propel yourself forward. And it's not about competition. You can make it about competition, but it's not solely about that. The only person you should be competing with is yourself. So now for sales, for, conversions, for things like that at the workplace, hell yeah, competition, right? You should be the best person in your department, right? Why wouldn't you want to be, right? Why wouldn't you want to be at the top of the sales numbers? That's crazy if you don't want. Why are you there if you don't want to excel? It's crazy. Find a place where you can excel at, that you want to excel at, and stop wasting people's time.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Happy New Year.
It's true. And lastly, just to add on to that, find what makes you happy. Because if you're trying to work for these goals and it's nothing that you want to do, at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with something that's going to truly make you happy, both career-wise and life-wise, then don't do it.
Yep.
Do what makes you happy.
You have to discover your purpose.
Yeah.
Right? There's a thing called the divinity of purpose. Everyone was put here for a reason, right? And you need to discover what that reason is. It's not anything that someone can tell you.
Yeah.
You have to discover it for yourself. And that takes a lot of self-awareness, and it takes a lot of grit, and it takes a lot of time. No one is born knowing what they're supposed to be doing in life. Some people say that, but it's not true. So something either happened when they were a small child that was like, this is what I want to do,
triggered.
and then they think that they were born knowing it, right?
Yeah.
But most people in life, because you can just go out to any store or any place, and people are usually just milling around without purpose. So, which is sad. But it is what it is.
Yeah.
That's one of my new mottos for 2024. It is what it is. So, and it's going to be the best it can be, because we're going to put in the work.
Yes.
So, anything else, Kat?
That's it. Happy 2024. This was a little bit of tough love, but it's much needed.
Sorry.
So just make your goals and get it done.
Yeah.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Remember to share the show so it can make the show grow.
Oh, yeah.
Like, subscribe, comment, do your thing.
Bye.
Bye.